There are actually 2 island bike routes in Taiwan that allow cyclists to go all the way around without obstacles.
Glorious piece, isn't it?
It is. Okay, it's not every day that you see an elegant ass marching jubilantly for 5 miles. What an amazing sight. This is the Morgantown High School Red and Blue Marching Band.
We are grateful to Audi, whose support allows you to enjoy the beauty and splendor of this morning without commercial interruption. Truth in engineering.
Morgantown, which is about 60 miles from Pittsburgh, but it's in West Virginia, and it's a beautiful, beautiful campus. By the way, Don Knotts, remember Barney? Well, he was a member of Morgantown High School, and he actually played in the band.
Barney Fife.
Yep.
I must say, there have been years where people were hot and this is not one of them. In fact, I think the temperature is dropping. I'd love to say it's getting warm and sunny, but you know better. It isn't.
Well, we salute the Morgantown High School Red and Blue Marching Band and their director, Keith Reed, who's celebrating his 33rd year with the program.
They're still happy to be here. We have the pleasure of joining with Delta Sigma Theta, the world's largest African-American Greek Greek lettered sorority, as they celebrate their centennial with transforming communities through sisterhood and service. This is their lovely work. Floral salute to its heritage. This sorority's heritage begins with a globe representing 300,000 sorority members around the world.
And then taking center stage is this magnificent rotating hexagon highlighting in detailed flowographs the Delta Sigma Theta goals and commitments to humanitarian efforts. Then finally we have Downing Hall at Howard University in Washington, D.C., where all of this began in 1913. The strong and lasting legacy for Delta Sigma Theta and their sorority.
There are 122 outwalkers here, representing 22 founding members of Delta Sigma Theta, one for each year of public service.
How wonderful, huh? The founding act by Delta Sigma Theta members in 1913 was a participation in a women's suffrage march for the women's right to vote in Washington, D.C. Women were finally given the right to vote in 1920. Can you imagine that?
You know, Bob, unique is generally an overused word these days, but it does apply to our next entry, Ondar and the Eagles of Tuva. I guess someone is going to be performing his Tuvan throat singing. I don't know where his microphone is, but we're going to tune in.
You know, if I wore an outfit like that down Colorado Boulevard, I'd get arrested.
Well, I wouldn't blame the sheriff's deputies are not here for nothing.
Yeah, evidently, this area of Tuva, they're known for their horse skills and for their singing of 2 notes at the same time. And they're also known for having very little clothing on.
Evidently.
The Eagles.
He's not going to sing
He's
for
not
us,
going to sing. No, I guess not.
Oh, I'm disappointed.
Oh, me
well,
too.
There you are.
I'm leaving. I'll see you later.
Donate Life, Journeys of the Heart. It is natural, of course, to feel terrible loss when a loved one succumbs to illness or accident. But here, Donate Life's Journeys of the Heart challenges us to focus on the new life made possible by organ donation. Now, this pathway of looping hearts is lined with 72 memorial florograph portraits dedicated to those who have given the gift of life to someone else. Each one has a remarkable story.
There's a florograph on there of a Dr. Mark Stars, who was a doctor out at Los Robles Hospital, and he was a donor. It's wonderful. This 12-year-old Ernesto Bravo Chavez, who rides this float today, is the hero of Gabriel Bajaras, whose donation of a healthy kidney gave Ernesto the chance to be a normal kid. through Gabriel's life was, though Gabriel's life was cut short by a car accident, his memory lives on through Ernesto and the floral memorial on today's float too. It's a, you know, it just, all of those floragraphs there, folks. Those are people that have donated organs, and they're not with us anymore. But all of the writers are the recipients of such. It's just wonderful.
Now, displaying the very best of diplomatic teamwork, Valley Christian School of San Jose, California, and Beijing number 57 School of Beijing, China, have brought East and West together for the first internationally combined high school band in the history of the Rose Parade. Here is the East-West Fusion All-Star Band.
And the Valley Christian Marching Band had the privilege of traveling to Beijing, China in the spring to begin rehearsals and relationship building for this beautiful, beautiful band. The uniforms have been specially designed for this performance, incorporating metallic and mirror elements to add sparkle and flash. Our thanks to the Pasadena Elks and General Manager Frank Sosa for providing KTLA with location facilities for many decades. Fantastic example of very different worlds working together for good. Guess we're not all that different after all. The East-West Fusion All-Star Band.
A high school from San Jose and a high school from Beijing. Wonderful. This next float wins the Mayor's Trophy for Most Outstanding City Entry. The city of Los Angeles, entitled Making Connections. LA exemplifies a city where making connections is the name of the game, of course. And in this joint effort with the city of LA and LA Next, the LA International Airport Modernization Program, we begin with the iconic LAX pylons, LAX pylons, waving you on to create contacts in business and pleasure at the Encounter Restaurant, looming high above the LA International runways.
And
how's that for a testimonial?
You'll also see 25 sister city associations Los Angeles has made, each with a dedicated street sign from Athens to Vancouver. And then it's off to a sneak peek of the new Tom Bradley International Terminals, scheduled to open March of 2013, promising smooth travel and connections to hundreds of destinations worldwide. City of LA, they win the Mayor's.
Here in California, we're used to very little fluctuation in the temperature. We're having some today. But our friends from Sioux Falls, South Dakota began their season marching in 100-plus degree weather. Just last week, then, we're rehearsing the final touches of their show with thermometers dipping below zero. They work in heat or frigid cold. The show must go on for the Lincoln High School Patriot Marching Band from Sioux Falls, South Dakota.
Today's Rose Parade, presented by Honda Telecast, is brought to you by McDonald's. Thank you. I'm loving it.
Very nice, huh?
We recognize that as something from West Side Story. Very good. Glad to have you with us for the Rose Parade presented by Honda. cheers to this father and son directing team, Lincoln High School Patriot Marching Band.
And they know how to get camera coverage. They just stop. Way to go. Bob Eubanks, Stephanie Edwards, and we're back again, folks, with this fabulous Rose Parade presented by Honda. Very happy to say that our aerial coverage provided by Goodyear destination.
And the sun just came out.
Cars Land. Here we're enticed by elements of the new Cars Land in Disney California Adventure and introduced to Sally and McQueen basking in the glow of a newly completed race.
While Luigi's flying tires and Mater's baby tractors move to the rhythm of the dancers grooving on Route 66. For just a bit more rock and roll, check out the Radiator Springs Racers, zooming around the beautiful natural wonders of the story's Ornament Valley.
My family went down to Disneyland the other day, and they said this was the most incredible ride that they have ever seen.
Wow.
It's like being in the Grand Canyon, for crying out loud. Oh, hey, wait a minute. Whoa. What's happening?
It's a breakdown. Fortunately, however, a hero seems to have driven onto the scene.
Look who's here.
Who is that?
That's Mater.
Oh, it's Mater, of course. Scrappy little tow truck.
Things rolling again. I think we're gonna need some juice here. Hang on, I'm gonna jumpstart you. We're gonna have this thing fired up and humming along in no time flying. Now be careful with them cables. Make sure you put your plus to the plus and the minus to the minus. We're almost there. Y'all ready? Okay, here we go. 3, 2, 1. There we go. It's good as new.
See, Mater can count past 3.
Fantastic.
Now that's what I call round up.
There's a lot of animation here. 3 tractors have eye movements. They tip over. They puff smoke. The Junkyard Jamboree tractor pivots back and forth. Luigi is bouncing. Radiator Springs Racers have 3 independently controlled turntables, a wheel, a barnstormer airplane. Good grief.
Oh, and you know, leave it to Disney. They don't do anything that's not just wonderful.
Yeah.
And this ride is incredible. As Larry the Cable Guy would say, get her done.
You know, it's fascinating to watch Disney rehearsals because although it looks so energized and in a way spontaneous, when you watch some of the rehearsals, and we did for this, they are so precise that every rehearsal is exactly right.
Everything they do is first class. And this ride, like I said, my family went down there. They said it was like being in the Grand Canyon. It was so interesting. And they said it's the best ride that they've ever been on. So God bless Disney for what they do.
You see what happens when the sun comes out? It shines on the floats in a very beguiling way. Well, it's finally out.
Get her done, baby.
Lieutenant Steve Davis leads the Anaheim, California Police Department Mounted Enforcement Unit. Organized in 1995, this unit patrols Anaheim parks, streets, and alleys, as well as Disneyland and Anaheim Stadium. They also lead search and rescue missions. We love having them. The Anaheim Police Department Mounted Enforcement Unit.
Yeah, the riders are all full-time law enforcement officers. They ride their quarter horses, and they ride quarter horses because the breed, you know, the little horse is so agile, and they have a great size, and they have a wonderful temperament, by the way. And see that each one of them has a breast collar. Now that breast collar, what it's used for is to keep the saddle in place. Like if a horse was going up a hill, and it keeps the saddle from sliding back. You know, they also work, by the way, with the Cops and Kids program, as well as the Salvation Army toy drive in Anaheim. Congratulations. Nice to have you here. Anaheim Police Department Mounted Enforcement Unit.
We told you there's a lot of good being done in the world depicted in the parade today. This is the Lions Club International, Lions Serving the World. This is their international float. That's who they are. The largest volunteer service organization in the world, serving 208 countries and geographic areas. Here, elaborate rooftops exhibit places around the earth where lions are in service.
You'll recognize the Sydney Opera House, ruins of the Parthenon in Greece, and the U.S. Capitol. Next up is St. Basil Cathedral in Russia, sharing space with the Imperial Palace of China and the iconic Eiffel Tower in Paris. Indeed, it would not be a collection of famous landmarks without the Leaning Tower of Pisa, Taj Mahal, beautiful Big Ben and a Great Pyramid, a windmill from the Netherlands, and a Mexican mission. Boy, they got a lot on that float,
didn't they? Packed a lot on a short float.
Yeah.
It was Helen Keller in 1925 who challenged Lions Club International to become the Knights of the Blind in this crusade against darkness, and they have done it.
Boy, have they ever. Congratulations.
Now, these talented young people practice 5 hours every weekday, up to 12 hours on weekends, 357 days a year. From Izumo City, known for the most honest people in Japan, please welcome the All Izumo Honor Green Band. Few days off every year. I guess we would say arigato to the All Izumo Honor Green Band for making an 8,500-mile trip to Pasadena.
Domo arigato. Okay, here is a most unusual breed. This is the Gypsy Cob, also known as the Gypsy Horse. They were developed in the United Kingdom about 200 years ago by gypsies who needed a strong, dependable horse to pull their wagons 20 to 40.